the quest of trying to solve the chaotic madness of a narcissist puzzle that has been stumping scientists, psychiatrists, and society for centuries, as there is no definitive way of testing for it or to determine matter-of-factly how one develops NPD in the first place. That for years, many theories were derived off of the notion that this was a defensive mechanism formed early on in childhood, secondary to abuse or neglect exclusively, creating this false sense of self as a way to shield them from all of the unwanted feelings that they didn't want to feel. However, over time, this has shifted to what is now thought to be the result of either neglect and abuse, being coddled or raised with a sense of entitlement, and or is genetically acquired in combination with other environmental factors, more or less covering all aspects of possibilities as to how one could potentially develop this disorder, which, well, let's be real, in all actuality is nothing more than an indirect, politically correct way of saying who the fuck really knows how these people come to behave in the ways that they do, which really isn't the issue leading to the most confusing part in and of itself, but more so in that covering all of the possibilities from both ends of the extreme causes this to no longer be in alignment with them having these deep-seated insecurities and internal self-loathe that they spend their whole entire life wanting to avoid having to face at all cost, as well as needing to be validated constantly in order to keep these delusions alive, as though that aligns with the original thought of this stemming from neglect or abuse. However, they do not with one being raised with a sense of entitlement or being coddled, nor with it being genetically acquired. And well, I don't know about you, there are many adjectives such as vindictive, conniving, malevolent, unaccountable, dishonest, self-centered, two-faced, double-standard, pathologically lying douchebag, just to name a few, that could describe what lie beneath their likable human getup. However, insecure, in all honesty, does not exactly fit the bill. In fact, it is the polar opposite in the way of their thinking that it is their way or the highway, that they are always right, better, stronger, smarter than anyone else, even if it is just a made-up rock of BS. Makes not one hill of beans of a difference to them. Why? Because they truly believe that they are more miraculous than the 7 wonders of the world combined, being devoted to these delusions since before they can remember. That according to the NIH, it's the delusions of grandeur that are most often associated with narcissistic personality disorder, are experienced by the patient as highly meaningful, providing them with a sense of purpose, belonging, or self-identity. However, can be harmful to others and society across multiple domains, including physical, sexual, social, occupational, and emotional. Because they truly believe in these delusions, they're resistant to treatment, and these delusions tend to deepen over time, leading to their stunted maturity, lack of empathy, object constancy, coupled with their sense of entitlement. From this delusional belief, they have a total disregard for others' feelings, opinions, values, and don't evolve in the same manner that the average person does. These learned behaviors start getting developed in early childhood that later are taken with us into our adulthood and help define our character, who we are, how we interact with others and within our relationships. Being too wrapped up in their delusions, they can't see past their own big head to learn anything about what it means to truly become or be a decent person. Stuck forever, spinning on their Ferris wheel of insanity because they refuse to take ownership, responsibility, or accountability for any of their wrongs. In turn, rather than helping themselves improve, develop any kind of morals or intersubjective understanding, what they learn is how to deceive, how to manipulate, and how to control others to get them to do what they want them to do. Because to them, power is just another word for control. But they are not cognitively impaired. They understand social norms. They are able to pick up on the cues that people are drawn to what's familiar, painting these illusions for others, shape-shifting into whoever is in front of them, mirroring your mannerisms, your likes, your dislikes, putting on their show to control the way others perceive them, the way that others feel, as well as controlling the way others feel about each other, building their confidence over the success of being able to fool, manipulate, and deceive, rather than through their own achievements or through the honest work and reaching certain goals, going about it any way that they need, whether it means to lie, cheat, steal, exploit, whatever, and are willing to take down anyone who tries to cross, challenge, or what they perceive to be threatening them to a duel for their position on the throne over on Fantasyland Island. And this pisses them off, not due to insecurities, but by you questioning what they see as authority, now become public enemy number one, enraged to the point of being out of control, scaring the shit out of whoever is in front of them, over time leading to what makes them sadistic, as they get just as much pleasure in seeing one suffer by having the ability, in their eyes, power to make you feel that way, patting themselves on the back for a job well done because, well, they made you react the way you did. Wash, rinse, repeat, do it again and again and again and again, because they don't give a fuck about anyone else but themselves. And there's no way to fix that, to save that, or to anticipate any kind of hope for them to one day get better, because they have no desire to, and truly believe that they are the coolest cat in town and top dog in show. And it sucks, and it's hard to accept the brutal reality of it because of the pain, the psychological torture pulling the sheet over our eyes, the feelings of shame and blame that come along, realization that these people that we invested our lives into, that we trusted, thought had our back, befriended, genuinely cared for, brought children into this world with, fought for, and defended time and time again. Not only did they betray you in the most fundamental ways possible, never for 1 second were they truly the person that you thought that you knew. They never exist in the first place. Nothing more than a ghost. That is a truth that is so real, it is almost unfathomable to accept and to want to believe. And for those who have never encountered these creatures, not wanting to believe that it's true, or to conjure up the imagination to even be able to, because no one wants to believe that the person lying next to them could turn into somebody as evil as Satan, because it's fucking terrifying. Feels wrong. It seems wrong, and goes against how we typically think and behave. However, to keep our head in the sand doesn't make them any less real. It just makes them be able to get their claws embedded into you while we stumble around blindly to it in the darkness. The only way this evil will prevail is by our thinking that evil does not exist. And man, oh man, I can assure you, you do not want to be the next one in the hot seat to find out for yourself, because getting into hell is a whole lot easier than getting out. And these evil creatures will do their best to make certain that it is. Fuck that with a capital F. No one is worth losing your life, your soul, your sanity, and your independence too. You're worth and deserve so much more. So fight for you. Focus on you. Fuck the narcissist.